Alright, today we're going hunting. Not literally, but metaphorically, for insane gravel. Gribskov is the biggest old forest in the country and one of only a few new nature national parks. Soil formed and molded in the last glacial period many thousand years ago. And today I'm going there for a test ride. What's up, nerds? The piece of landscape I'll be talking about today is the product of an actual royal decision from an actual king. More precisely, Christian V, who after an incroyable stay with France's top dog in the 16th century, Ludwig XIV, aka the Sun King, Christian went back to Denmark, having learned about this very special type of hunting called Parforce Hunting, which translates into something along the lines of with force. So what you would see would typically be some kind of star shape, at least when looking from a plan view. You could see this star in the country with a really straight, really long lines of roads that would sort of get together at some central points where the entourage and the king would be staying. They could drink, they could party, they could talk, they could socialize, they could do whatever, but they were able to follow and control the hunt. Meanwhile, the king's huntsmen would, on horse and with dogs, would follow and track down a glorious type of prey. Could be something like a big old stag. They would kill the prey, but they would tire it out for many, many hours. And eventually, when the stag would become tight enough, the king would then be called to the place of the tired out stag, and then he would be given this long type of hunting knife or hunting blade called a Hirschfinger for him to then come and deal the last death blow to the prey. So here I am once again, finding myself with wet feet, walking around in the forest on a Sunday alone with my bike. But hey, what you gonna do? I had been eyeing this loop for a while and decided that no matter the weather, I would be going. The loop starts in Hillerød, then up through the central stars of the Parforce landscape, out to Esrum Lake, all the way to the top of the forest, and then back down along the western edge before coming back to Hillerød. I usually go through Frederiksberg just because you can, and it's something out of the ordinary, and I kind of like going through a castle. Not a lot of people know this, but this is actually how water looks like in Denmark. Okay, Dad. The garden there is actually what's called a Baroque garden, which is another French invention, known from Versailles, for example. The style has to do with the principle of organizing nature into orderly, symmetrical shapes. Something I think we've seen before somewhere else. From there on, Gribskov is only 5 minutes away. And after spending a fair few minutes trying to film that, I met a couple of other cyclists. I never got their names, but they were super friendly. Then I looked at some trees.
Some big old oaks. Nice trees. Very nice. Tall.
Talked about some old white dudes again.
Back in the days, they fucking loved these sidelines. Sidelines everywhere.
I tried to learn how to wheelie. Unsuccessfully. I, of course, did a quick freewheel sound check, as is obligatory.
Freewheel check.
And of course, I also made an old bike day montage. So here it is, my standard Sticksäge cyclocross gravel bike with SRAM Rival and SRAM Force gears, Hope Hubs on DT Swiss rims. I absolutely love the colors, the blue and the orange. I had to buy it. And it's been a really fun bike to own for these past couple of years. Anyways, back to Gribskov. I think this place kind of has something for everybody. Lovely undulating terrain, and outside of the Parforce places, the roads are swerving delightfully. You got bodies of water and all different kinds of forest types. It's constantly changing. Roads are mainly wide with fast and firm gravel if you like speed. And if you're like me and only knows how to gel while sitting down, there's many benches for that as well. If I'm thinking to myself where I would like to go for 2 hours of fun and full gas that doesn't involve drinking, it could quite possibly be right here. I was there on a rainy Sunday, so apart from the train noise, it felt remote with only a few people out. Lastly, the view from Rubia, the highest point in the forest, was also kind of nice. All in all, I think this is a proper good place for a gravel ride.